Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to make a very healthy breakfast that's going to have protein and veggies, and it's going to be an amazing start of your day. So we are going to start here with some red onion, with some half a zucchini, some bell peppers that I've already washed and cut, which only takes about 5 minutes. This whole process takes under 20 minutes. We've got avocado, beet, some fresh heirloom tomatoes, and we've got the amazing organic power greens, which are already washed and cut, so very easy to use. So we start with cutting up the onion, and it's important the order in which you do it in. If you put the eggs in too fast without cutting and cooking the veggies first, then it's going to get a little mushy, and the vegetables won't actually be able to cook as well. So some people like to use a cutting board. I've gotten used to just cutting right into the pan. It just saves time. I always love recipes that are just very quick and easy, but also really healthy. So I love the red onion. Onions have a lot of benefits, and I prefer them cooked because you know fresh onion can make you smell like onion, so we don't want that. And any vegetables or fruits that have these deep colors, like the red, the deep purple in the onion, that is showing you that this particular food has a lot of antioxidants and polyphenols. So it's really great to eat different kinds of colors. Every color is designating a different type of nutrient. So cut up the onion, gonna put a little bit of olive oil, and using as many organic ingredients as possible. We tend to buy just mostly organic. So I've put it on medium. We don't want it to burn, especially because it's olive oil, and olive oil doesn't have the highest heat point, so you don't want to make it too hot. And then we're going to cut up the zucchini. So I like to just kind of do it in fours. And again, I just cut it right into the pan. I love using zucchini as a base for all vegetable dishes. It just has a really good texture. It gives you that cohesiveness that sometimes is hard to get if you just have like kale or just spinach. So we're going to cut up the zucchini. So really good to have all kinds of different colors. So we've got the white and the sort of purplish deep red of the onion. We've got the green and the white of the zucchini. And now we're going to have fun with some multicolored small peppers. So we've got red, orange, and yellow. We're going to cut these up in here. Always good to add all these different colors and flavors. And breakfast is your first meal of the day. So it's a really great way to start with some vegetables and protein so that your body gets the nutrients that it needs, and it's not going to feel hungry constantly throughout the day because it never got those nutrients to get it started. So I really love to have protein and vegetables and some fat in the morning, and that always makes me feel really satiated up until lunch, and I don't feel like I constantly have to snack. So in case I forgot to mention, we're going to make an omelet. I think I missed that big important part. So we're going to make a veggie omelet. And if you happen to be vegan, you can do the same thing with tofu. Eggs are, if you do eat eggs, they're really excellent because they have very high bioavailability of the protein, which means that it's easy for your body to digest and also absorb the protein and other nutrients in eggs. They also have choline and all kinds of other really, really healthy vitamins and minerals. So eggs are really a great way to start the day. And I know at some point there was a lot of sort of backlash on eggs saying that if you eat too many, you're going to have high cholesterol. But from what I've seen, that's actually been debunked. Cholesterol does not get raised from eating too many eggs, and they're fine to do. So we like to do 6 eggs, just three, my partner and I. And each egg doesn't have a huge amount of protein. I think it's about maybe 7 grams of protein per egg. But if you think about it, because it's so bioavailable, that your body actually gets to absorb that protein. Where if you do it with tofu, even though it may have more total protein, you won't absorb as much. So if you're vegan, again, you can do this with tofu. If you are using tofu, buy the firm tofu. That way you're not going to have it very watery. And if you are using tofu, then you almost want to do the opposite. Cook the tofu first to the point where all the water has evaporated. Otherwise, it will get very soggy. And then what I like to do is mix in the vegetables, kind of create some space in the middle of the pan, throw the veggies in, let them cook, and then mix the whole thing. And if you are using tofu, you can also add some turmeric, and that will make it look a little bit more like eggs, which, I'm not sure if you want that or not, but it does add nice flavor. Turmeric is also really, really healthy for you, so can't go wrong with adding turmeric. So we're gonna stir fry the veggies. And again, I've now gone a little bit higher heat just so that they can have a chance to cook a little bit faster, but I'm not going all the way to high heat to preserve the integrity of the olive oil. When we cook these natural oils in really high heat, we can actually damage the oils and they become what's called denatured, and then they're not healthy for us. There are other oils like ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. And let's see if I can show you some ghee. Very, very healthy. I love ghee, but my partner does not like it, so that's why I cook with olive oil. I love olive oil as well. However, if you want to really gain a lot of nourishment in the body, and if you want to cook things that require higher heat, and if you're not vegan, then I would really suggest using some ghee. When I studied Ayurveda, which is the ancient Indian system of medicine, which is very much focused on food and herbs and lifestyle, my teacher would tell us that ghee to the body is like love to the soul. So ghee is a very natural, nourishing, very, very healthy fat that you can have. And it's essentially butter, but what's called clarified butter. And the way it's made is it's cooked and any kind of proteins or other impurities come up to the surface, and then you take that out, and what's left is just the pure, pure fat without any animal protein or anything else in it. Okay, so we've got our veggies here. It's already looking colorful and beautiful. And so while we're waiting for the veggies to cook, we can start making the other part of the dishes. What I like to do is cook some veggies, but also have some fresh veggies. Obviously, cucumber you're not going to cook, so we're going to cook the cucumber and just slice it up on the plate. There are different nutrients that get activated from cooking and even things raw. And so I do like to have a combination. Today we're going to have raw tomatoes, but sometimes I will put the tomatoes in the omelet and cook them. And sometimes if you don't have fresh tomatoes, you can also use just a really nice organic pasta sauce. But do be careful because some pasta sauces will have sugar added, so just read the ingredients. Now we just happen to have this amazing heirloom tomatoes that we got at a farmer's market. And these are absolutely my favorite. They are incredible. You can see how rich and colorful they are. So we're going to cut this up while the veggies are cooking and then check on them once in a while. It actually can go quite fast to make just an amazing, very, very healthy breakfast. Now we don't usually have bread or anything else that's very starchy or carby for breakfast. It doesn't mean that you can't. I just prefer to start with the protein and the veggies. If you want to add a little bit more substance and you want to have just kind of a heavier breakfast, it's also great to add some sweet potato, but you would start cooking that first. That will take a little bit longer to cook. So put that in the pan first and then add all of the other veggies. And now I also like to use fresh beet. Beets are incredible. They have so many nutrients. They're great for cleansing the liver and the blood. They also support detoxification in the body, and they even have some anti-aging properties through that detoxification pathway. So I love to add fresh beets. You can also buy steamed beets, but I really prefer the fresh ones. They have just a great crunch. They're just a little bit sweet, but not too sweet. And again, just adding these incredible colors and textures makes breakfast beautiful and delicious and nutritious. So can't go wrong with that. So as the veggies are cooking, I take this time to cut up the rest of the things. Again, the idea is that we can do this quite quickly. I know that mornings can be very rushed and it's hard to cook at home. So I've sort of come up with these recipes that I love but are fast and easy. Okay, so now I'm going to stir the veggies and it looks like they are ready. So now we're going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and you can add, really any kind of spices that you enjoy having. Fresh spices are great. Pepper is not my favorite spice, but it's not too strong, and it really helps assimilation. So it actually helps other nutrients to get absorbed. My partner does love pepper, so that's good, but I just eat it and it doesn't take away from the food, but it's really healthy. I'm just going to add a splash of basil pesto spices. I just happen to have this, so we'll throw it in. I often will just do very simple of just olive oil and salt with a little bit of pepper. And now we're going to add the power greens, which again, I just love buying them already washed and clean and small pieces, very easy to use. This is an excellent way to get additional nutrients. Now we have a very rich dark leafy green color. Leafy greens are one of the best things you can eat for nutrients. They have so many minerals and vitamins. And again, they help to cleanse. So thinking about long-term health and anti-aging and keeping your body free of toxins, dark leafy greens play a big role in that. And very important to have at least a few cups, or let's say 2 cups a day. So we're going to mix this up. The dark leafy greens, they cook quite quickly, so I would not leave them on their own for too long. And when you see them getting just a little bit soft, they are pretty much ready. Okay, so we have our veggie base. And now I turn the heat all the way down so that it doesn't burn while I put the eggs in. So we have our organic free-range eggs, and I highly recommend to use organic, especially, well, with everything truly, but especially if it's eggs or meat or anything like that, because the higher up you go up the food chain, the more toxins are going to accumulate. So we're going to throw some eggs in. Again, we do 6 eggs, so it's like 3 per person. Eggs cook very, very quickly. So if you don't have a lot of time, even if this seems like too much, then it's so easy just to throw in the mixed greens and the eggs. And probably in like 5 minutes, you can have a very healthy breakfast. It won't be as colorful as this, but you're still getting the nutrients, you're still getting the greens and the protein. So if you don't have a lot of time, you can make eggs and greens very fast, and it's delicious. All right, so eggs are already cooking. However, I did put it on low so that things don't burn while I put these guys in. Breakfast is, as we say, the most important meal of the day. It signals to your body that the day has started, and so it will actually turn on the circadian rhythm clocks, or the biological clocks of your organs. So if you're skipping breakfast, you are actually telling your body that it's not totally awake yet. So I would not recommend that. Those of you that are doing intermittent fasting, just stop eating earlier in the day. Don't skip breakfast. I know that's been something that's been recommended by a lot of people, but it is not the best. It's best to eat breakfast, and if you want to skip something, skip dinner, or have an early dinner in a small amount. All right, so now we're going to mix all this in. Eggs cook really fast, so again, if you don't have time, throw in some eggs, throw in some flour greens, and you're still good to go with an amazing breakfast. All right, so I'm going to give it a moment there to cook a little bit, and we're going to add our avocado. Avocados are great healthy fats, and eating healthy fat is a great way to feel satiated, which means you're going to feel full. You're not going to feel like you have to eat 10 minutes after you ate breakfast. And just adding all of these fresh, incredible nutrients just makes your body so happy. All right. So we just tend to eat like half an avocado, but if you are watching your calories or your fat, you can certainly do a quarter or anything else that would work for you. So as you can see, this all happens pretty quickly. So we're just about 16, 17 minutes in, and we're almost ready with the meal. Like I mentioned, it just takes a few minutes in the beginning to wash everything. So you can make this amazing breakfast in just under 20 minutes. Wash my hands. All right, let's stir the eggs. They are almost ready. You will not find any restaurant with this much nutrient-packed, delicious food for breakfast. All right, we're gonna give it about another minute. In the meantime, I will just show you the fresh veggies that we've cut up here. So we've got fresh tomato, cucumber, beet, avocado, and we happen to have some pomegranate, which is another very, very nutritious, just nutrient-packed food, one of the highest in antioxidants. And so I just like to throw in some pomegranate seeds on top. It makes it beautiful. Again, you're just adding that extra beautiful nutrition. One of the things that we may not always think about is it's actually important for a food to look beautiful. Not only is that more fun and it feels nicer to eat, but your body will actually start secreting the digestive enzymes that you need when you're looking at the food, all the colors and all the textures. Our bodies are very smart. They've evolved over millions and actually billions of years. We have evolution from, well, not to get too technical, but we even have genes from like the first fungus that was on the planet. So we are not just part of the human race. We've got all kinds of other genes in us. And so our evolution is the original AI, is the way I like to call it. It's perfected nutrients and how to digest them, how to assimilate them for a long, long time. And so just taking a moment to see the beauty in the food, to appreciate it, will really go a long way in your body digesting it. Not to mention it's more enjoyable. All right, so we're almost done. I'm gonna throw in a bit more pomegranate here. We don't always have pomegranate, so it's basically whatever is in season or whatever you have. Mix it up, have different colors, different textures, cook some veggies, eat some raw, and as you mix it up this way, you are really maximizing your nutrient intake. Okay, we've got the pomegranate, and eggs are probably ready by now, so we're going to check on them. Coming up on 20 minutes here, so yeah, eggs are ready. Mix them up one more time. Go ahead and turn it off. There you go. We have a delicious and nutritious breakfast in 20 minutes. You can add 23, 25 minutes just for taking things out of the fridge and washing them. Okay. So here is our plate, and we also love to sprinkle on top. These are sprouted pumpkin seeds that you can get at Costco and other places. And pumpkin seeds, again, have a lot of nutrients. They add a really nice crunch. And they are high in calcium and good for the prostate and the hormones. I mean, they're just a little powerhouse, and they have protein. So really amazing. Here is our final meal. So we've got a veggie omelet with all kinds of yummy veggies. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. And to your health. Have an awesome day.